Welcome back, my coin lovers. Welcome to TimeCoins, the channel where we explore the true history, meaning, and value of classic American coins. Today's video is dedicated to one of the most familiar yet historically important coins in U.S. circulation, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar. Although this coin may look common at first glance, its story is deeply connected to America's political, economic, and cultural transformation during the 20th century. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States and a key founding figure of the nation. Originally, the coin was meant to be a one-year commemorative issue, celebrating the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. However, the design became so popular and meaningful to the American public that it permanently replaced the standing Liberty quarter, becoming a regular circulating coin. By the time the 1974 quarter dollar was minted, the Washington quarter design had already been in use for over 4 decades. During this long period, the coin witnessed major historical events, including World War II, the Cold War, the Civil Rights Movement, and dramatic economic shifts. Each Washington quarter minted reflects the era in which it was produced, and the 1974 issue is no exception. The year 1974 was a very challenging period for the United States. The country was facing high inflation, rising unemployment, and an ongoing energy crisis caused by global oil shortages. At the same time, political confidence was shaken due to the Watergate scandal, which eventually led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon later that year. These national struggles formed the backdrop against which millions of 1974 quarters entered circulation. One of the most important aspects of the 1974 Washington quarter is its metal composition. Before 1965, U.S. quarters were made of 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices and hoarding, the U.S. Mint removed silver from circulating coins. The 1974 quarter is part of the clad coinage era, composed of a copper core sandwiched between 2 layers of nickel. This change marked a new chapter in American coin history, focusing on practicality rather than precious metal value. The obverse, or front side, of the 1974 quarter features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His initials, JF, appear discreetly near the base of Washington's neck. The portrait was based on a famous bust of Washington created by French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1974, all representing core American values. The reverse side of the coin displays a heraldic eagle with spread wings, clutching arrows that symbolize strength and defense, while olive branches beneath the eagle represent peace. Above the eagle is the inscription "United
States of America," and below it, "Quarter dollar." This design remained unchanged until 1999, when the U.S. Mint introduced the state quarters program. During 1974, the United States Mint produced quarters at 3 different facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while Denver issues are marked with a D. San Francisco quarters from this year were primarily struck as proof coins for collectors and feature a highly polished finish. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced hundreds of millions of quarters in 1974 to meet the needs of everyday commerce. Because of this massive production, most 1974 quarters found today are worn and circulated. However, high-grade examples with sharp details and minimal wear are far more difficult to find and are highly desirable among collectors. The San Francisco Mint's proof quarters from 1974 are especially admired for their mirror-like surfaces and frosted design details. These coins were never intended for circulation and were sold directly to collectors in special proof sets. Their superior quality makes them an important part of any serious Washington quarter collection. From a historical perspective, the 1974 Washington quarter represents a time when coins were no longer valued for their silver content, but for their role in daily life and national identity. Americans used these quarters to pay for transportation, vending machines, parking meters, and everyday purchases, making the coin a silent witness to ordinary life during a turbulent decade. Collectors today appreciate the 1974 quarter not only for its affordability, but also for its connection to a pivotal moment in U.S. history. While many examples are common, certain mint state coins, proof issues, and heir varieties can be surprisingly valuable. This makes the 1974 quarter an excellent entry point for new collectors and a rewarding challenge for experienced numismatists. As interest in modern-era coins continues to grow, the 1974 Washington quarter is gaining renewed attention. It reminds us that even the most ordinary-looking coins can carry extraordinary stories of economic change, political uncertainty, and the enduring symbols of American democracy. This detailed history helps us understand why the 1974 quarter dollar deserves a place in both collections and conversations. It is more than just 25 cents. It is a snapshot of American history, preserved in metal and passed from hand to hand across generations. As the 1974 Washington quarter dollar continued to circulate throughout the United States, its role in everyday American life became more visible than ever before. These quarters passed through countless hands, pockets, cash registers, and machines, silently reflecting the habits and routines of millions of people. From city subways to small-town grocery stores, the 1974 quarter became a familiar companion of daily commerce. Because of this heavy usage, most surviving examples today show noticeable wear. The highest points of George Washington's hair, cheek, and jawline often appear flattened, while the eagle's feathers on the reverse may look weak or smooth. This level of wear tells a powerful story about how intensively these coins were used during a period when cash transactions dominated everyday life. Despite being a common circulation coin, the 1974 quarter began to attract attention from collectors who understood that condition changes everything in numismatics. A worn quarter may be worth only its face value, but a well-preserved example with strong details and original luster can be dramatically more desirable. This difference highlights how scarcity is often created not by low mintage numbers, but by survival rates in high grades. Another important element collectors examine is the strike quality. During 1974, many quarters were struck with worn dies that produced softer details, especially on Washington's hair and the eagle's chest. Coins with unusually sharp strikes stand out immediately and are often set aside by knowledgeable collectors. These better-struck examples provide a clearer view of John Flanagan's original design intent. The topic of mint varieties also plays a role in understanding the 1974 quarter. Slight differences in die alignment, letter spacing, and relief strength can exist between coins, struck at different mints or even between different die pairs at the same mint. While these variations are subtle, advanced collectors carefully study them to identify distinct subtypes within the same year. Era coins from 1974 further add depth to the story. Off-center strikes occurred when planchettes were not properly aligned during striking, resulting in coins where part of the design is missing. Clipped planchettes, caused by improperly cut metal strips, produced coins with curved or straight missing sections. These errors were never intentional, but they became accidental collectibles that tell us about the speed and pressure of mass coin production. Another category that draws attention is doubled die varieties, where design elements appear doubled due to misalignment during die creation. While dramatic double dies are rare for 1974 quarters, minor doubling can sometimes be found in lettering or date elements. Such coins require careful magnification to identify and are often overlooked by casual collectors. Proof quarters from San Francisco present a completely different experience. These coins were never meant to be spent, and their flawless surfaces contrast sharply with heavily circulated examples. The mirror-like fields and frosted devices create a visual depth that highlights the artistry of the Washington quarter design. Many collectors consider proof coins to be the most beautiful expression of the design. The packaging of proof sets in 1974 also reflects the era's approach to collectibles. These sets were marketed to ordinary Americans, encouraging them to preserve pieces of their nation's coinage history. As a result, many 1974 proof quarters remain in excellent condition today, though some have developed minor spotting or haze over time. From a historical standpoint, the 1974 Washington quarter represents a generation growing up without silver coins in circulation. Older Americans remembered the weight and sound of silver quarters, while younger generations accepted clad coins as the norm. This transition marks a psychological shift in how money was perceived, moving away from intrinsic value toward trust in government-backed currency. Collectors today often view the 1974 quarter as a bridge between eras, modern enough to be familiar, yet old enough to carry historical significance. Its widespread circulation makes it relatable, while its varieties and high-grade examples provide opportunities for discovery. This balance is what keeps interest in the coin alive decades after its release. As demand for certified coins increased, professional grading services began encapsulating 1974 quarters in protective holders, assigning numerical grades that reflect condition and eye appeal. Coins receiving top-tier grades became registry-set targets, pushing values higher and increasing competition among advanced collectors. Market trends show that while average circulated examples remain affordable, exceptional pieces continue to rise in desirability. Coins with clean surfaces, strong luster, and balanced strikes are increasingly difficult to locate, especially as time removes more high-quality examples from circulation forever. The 1974 Washington quarter dollar, once taken for granted, now stands as a reminder that even everyday objects can gain importance through time, preservation, and curiosity. Each surviving coin offers a glimpse into the economic pressures, production realities, and cultural habits of the 1970s United States, making it far more than a simple piece of change. As time passed, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar slowly began to disappear from daily circulation, not because it was rare, but because newer coins replaced it and older pieces were gradually lost, damaged, or stored away. What remained were coins that carried decades of handling, each mark and scratch acting as a silent record of American economic life during the 1970s and beyond. Collectors who study circulation patterns have noticed that many 1974 quarters show similar wear characteristics, indicating heavy use in urban environments. Packing meters, vending machines, and public transportation systems relied heavily on quarters during this era, accelerating surface wear and edge damage. These patterns help numismatists understand how money moved through society. Another key factor that influences collector interest is luster, the original shine created when a coin is struck. On most circulated 1974 quarters, this luster has completely faded. However, on mint-state examples, the luster still flows across the surface in a cartwheel effect, instantly separating premium coins from ordinary ones. Coins with uninterrupted luster are increasingly difficult to locate. Die wear is also clearly visible on many 1974 quarters. As dies were used repeatedly to meet high production demands, fine details weakened over time. Washington's hair curls and the eagle's chest feathers often appear soft. Collectors prize examples struck from fresh dies, because they display crisp details and a more refined appearance. Environmental factors have further shaped the survival of these coins. Exposure to moisture, chemicals, and improper storage has caused discoloration, spotting, and corrosion on some quarters. Coins stored in protective environments, away from harsh conditions, preserved their surfaces far better, and now command greater attention in the collector market. The 1974 proof quarters present an entirely different survival story. Most were carefully stored in original packaging, shielding them from circulation damage. However, Some proof coins developed haze due to plastic packaging materials used at the time. Coins that remain clear and deeply mirrored are especially admired for their visual appeal. Numismatic education has also played a role in shaping how collectors view the 1974 quarter. As reference books, grading guides, and online resources became widely available, collectors learned how to identify subtle differences in condition and strike quality. This increased awareness has pushed demand toward higher-grade examples rather than average circulated pieces. Auction records over the years have demonstrated that exceptional 1974 quarters consistently outperform expectations. While the coin itself is common, examples graded at the top of the scale attract competitive bidding. This reinforces a core principle of coin collecting. Rarity in condition can be more important than rarity in date. Another aspect that keeps collectors engaged is the hunt for overlooked pieces. Many high-quality 1974 quarters remain hidden in old rolls, estate collections, and forgotten coin jars. The possibility of discovering a pristine example keeps interest alive and motivates collectors to examine even the most ordinary-looking coins. The 1974 Washington quarter also holds educational value for new collectors. It teaches the importance of grading, die states, and surface preservation without requiring a large financial investment. This accessibility has made it a favorite teaching coin in numismatic circles. As collecting trends evolve, modern collectors increasingly appreciate the historical narrative behind coins. The 1974 quarter serves as a tangible link to an era marked by economic uncertainty, political transition, and changing monetary policies. Holding one is like holding a small piece of that history. Gradually, the market began to separate ordinary examples from standout coins. Factors such as strike sharpness, surface cleanliness, and overall eye appeal became decisive. Coins that met these criteria rose in desirability, while heavily worn examples remained common reminders of everyday commerce. Through decades of circulation, storage, and rediscovery, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar continues to earn its place in collections, not because of precious metal content, but because of the story it carries, a story shaped by time, usage, and the evolving mindset of collectors who seek meaning beyond face value. As awareness about coin grading increased, collectors began to focus more carefully on surface preservation when examining a 1974 Washington quarter dollar. Tiny hairlines, contact marks, and abrasions that once went unnoticed became critical factors in determining desirability. Coins that avoided harsh cleaning or polishing retained their natural texture and were considered far superior to altered pieces. Cleaning, in fact, became one of the biggest reasons many 1974 quarters lost potential collector value. During the late 20th century, many people cleaned their coins in an attempt to make them look shiny. This process permanently damaged surfaces, removing original luster and leaving microscopic scratches. Today, untouched coins with natural toning are far more respected and sought after. Natural toning on 1974 quarters can range from light golden hues to subtle blue or gray shades, depending on storage conditions. While toning does not always increase value, attractive and even toning can enhance eye appeal and distinguish one coin from another. Collectors often prefer originality over artificial brightness. Roll hunting became another popular activity connected to coins like the 1974 quarter. Collectors search through bank rolls hoping to find uncirculated examples or overlooked errors. Although the chances are slim, discoveries still happen, proving that valuable pieces can remain hidden in plain sight for decades. Min-sealed rolls from the 1970s are especially interesting to collectors. These rolls may contain coins that were never exposed to circulation, preserving original surfaces. When opened, such rolls sometimes reveal surprisingly high-grade quarters that instantly attract attention in the collector market. The evolution of third-party grading further changed how the 1974 Washington quarter was viewed. Once encapsulated and graded, coins could be confidently traded without dispute over condition. This standardization allowed rare, high-grade examples to establish consistent market values and increase trust among buyers and sellers. Registry-set competition also influenced demand. Collectors competing to build the finest sets of Washington quarters sought the highest-graded examples available. Even common dates like 1974 became important when top-grade specimens were scarce, pushing prices higher for exceptional coins. International collectors also began showing interest in U.S. coins, including the 1974 quarter. For many, these coins represented American culture and history. The global reach of numismatics expanded the audience and added another layer of demand to well-preserved examples. Educational programs and coin clubs often use the Washington quarter series to teach grading fundamentals. The 1974 issue serves as a practical example, allowing students to compare worn, average, and mint-state coins side by side. This hands-on learning strengthens appreciation for subtle details. As decades pass, attrition continues to reduce the number of surviving high-quality coins. Accidental loss, environmental damage, and mishandling slowly remove coins from the population. This gradual reduction increases the importance of preservation and careful storage for those that remain. The 1974 Washington quarter dollar quietly demonstrates how ordinary objects can evolve into collectible artifacts. What once passed casually through countless transactions now receives careful examination under magnification, its features studied and compared with precision. Collectors who focus on long-term trends recognize that patience plays a key role. While the 1974 quarter may not appear rare today, the supply of top-condition examples continues to shrink. This reality keeps interest alive and encourages collectors to look beyond face value. Each example that survives in excellent condition adds depth to the historical record. These coins help tell the story of how money was produced, used, and eventually preserved, connecting modern collectors with the past in a tangible way. The journey of the 1974 Washington quarter continues through collections, auctions, and educational discussions, steadily gaining recognition as a meaningful piece of American numismatic history shaped by time, usage, and human behavior. When it comes to value and worth, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar occupies an interesting place in the numismatic world. Because this coin was produced in such large numbers, most examples remain common in everyday circulation. A worn, average 1974 quarter today is still worth its face value of 25 cents in most cases. However, the story changes dramatically when we begin to look at condition, rarity factors, and collector demand. Coins that show minimal wear and retain original surfaces are often more valuable. Collectors call these uncirculated or mint-state coins. These coins have never been used in everyday transactions, so their surfaces remain sharp and lustrous. In the case of the 1974 quarter, mint-state examples graded by professional services such as PCGS and NGC can show significant premiums over face value. For instance, a 1974 quarter in MS-63 grade typically commands more interest among collectors than a worn circulated coin. MS-63 examples exhibit strong luster with only modest contact marks. As you move up the scale to MS-65 and above, values increase even more rapidly. These superb specimens show minimal flaws and strong eye appeal, qualities that serious collectors prize. Coins graded MS-66 or higher are harder to find. These exceptional examples have extremely few contact marks and outstanding strike quality. Because high-grade survivors are rare due to decades of circulation, these coins can bring strong prices at auctions and sales. Collectors often pay a premium for coins that display crisp details and rich surfaces. Proof quarters from the San Francisco Mint also hold distinct value patterns. Proof coins were struck with specially polished dies in preparation, creating mirror-like fields and frosted design elements. These proof pieces are popular among collectors, particularly those interested in complete Washington quarter sets. Proof examples in pristine condition can often be worth more than equivalent mint-state circulation strikes. Errors and unusual varieties can further increase the worth of a 1974 quarter. Coins with off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, or doubling errors are not only unusual, but also highly collectible when authenticated. Some error coins can sell for multiples of what a typical uncirculated example might bring. Serious collectors actively seek out such varieties, understanding that minting mistakes add unique character and scarcity. Another factor influencing value is eye appeal. Coins with attractive natural toning can be more desirable than those with dull or unattractive surfaces. While toning itself does not guarantee a higher price, coins with pleasing coloration and strong aesthetics often attract competitive bidding at auctions. Marketplace trends show that demand for high-quality 1974 quarters continues to grow. As more collectors join the hobby and education about coin grading expands, coins that once circulated freely now become targets for careful preservation. This shift steadily increases the premiums found on top-grade pieces. Coins certified and encapsulated by major grading companies enjoy a particular advantage in the marketplace. A coin graded and sealed with a clear numerical grade provides confidence to buyers and sellers alike. This transparency makes trading easier and often results in stronger, realized prices than raw coins exchanged without grading. Auction results over recent years demonstrate that while common circulated 1974 quarters remain inexpensive, outstanding mint state and proof coins can achieve notable values. The premiums might not reach the extreme heights seen for rarer dates or older coins, but for a modern era piece, performance can be impressive. Collectors who specialize in Washington quarters often focus on building complete sets, including high-grade examples from each year. In such collections, the 1974 quarter plays a vital role and stands out when presented in superior condition. Because condition rarity matters, collectors will pay more for a gem-quality coin that enhances the overall set. Long-term market trends suggest that as time continues to pass, the number of well-preserved 1974 quarters will gradually diminish. Coins in drawers, albums, and rolls may slowly degrade if not stored properly, while others will remain treasured in collections. This gradual attrition supports the idea that top-quality examples will maintain and possibly increase their worth over time. Collectors should always keep condition at the forefront of their evaluations. A well-handled 1974 quarter might remind someone of decades past, but an uncirculated or proof example holds both historical significance and tangible market value. Understanding the subtle differences between worn and mint condition coins allows collectors to make confident decisions and recognize value where it exists. Whether you are a beginner seeking your first quality Washington quarter or a seasoned collector hunting for a high-grade example, the 1974 quarter offers a meaningful pursuit. Knowing how value and worth are shaped by condition, rarity, grading, and collector demand helps illuminate why coins from everyday circulation can become treasured pieces in a collection. Marketplace trends show that demand for high-quality 1974 quarters continues to grow. As more collectors join the hobby and education about coin grading expands, coins that once circulated freely now become targets for careful preservation. This shift steadily increases the premiums found on top-grade pieces. Coins certified and encapsulated by major grading companies enjoy a particular advantage in the marketplace. A coin graded and sealed with a clear numerical grade provides confidence to buyers and sellers alike. This transparency makes trading easier and often results in stronger, realized prices than raw coins exchanged without grading. Auction results over recent years demonstrate that while common circulated 1974 quarters remain inexpensive, outstanding mint state and proof coins can achieve notable values. The premiums might not reach the extreme heights seen for rarer dates or older coins, but for a modern era piece, performance can be impressive. Collectors who specialize in Washington quarters often focus on building complete sets, including high-grade examples from each year. In such collections, the 1974 quarter plays a vital role and stands out when presented in superior condition. Because condition rarity matters, collectors will pay more for a gem-quality coin that enhances the overall set. Long-term market trends suggest that as time continues to pass, the number of well-preserved 1974 quarters will gradually diminish. Coins in drawers, albums, and rolls may slowly degrade if not stored properly, while others will remain treasured in collections. This gradual attrition supports the idea that top-quality examples will maintain and possibly increase their worth over time. Collectors should always keep condition at the forefront of their evaluations. A well-handled 1974 quarter might remind someone of decades past, but an uncirculated or proof example holds both historical significance and tangible market value. Understanding the subtle differences between worn and mint condition coins allows collectors to make confident decisions and recognize value where it exists. Whether you are a beginner seeking your first quality Washington quarter or a seasoned collector hunting for a high-grade example, the 1974 quarter offers a meaningful pursuit. Knowing how value and worth are shaped by condition, rarity, grading, and collector demand helps illuminate why coins from everyday circulation can become treasured pieces in a collection. When checking the value and worth of the 1974 Washington quarter dollar using coin value checker standards, it becomes clear that condition plays the most important role. Most 1974 quarters found in everyday circulation are still worth close to their face value of 25 cents, usually ranging from about 25 cents to 67 cents, depending on where. These circulated coins were produced in very large numbers and used heavily in daily transactions, which is why they remain common today. However, the value increases noticeably when the coin is found in uncirculated or mint state condition. A 1974 quarter that has never been used in circulation and still shows original mint luster can be worth several dollars. According to Coin Value Checker, uncirculated examples from the Philadelphia mint without a mint mark are often valued around $7 to $8, while Denver mint quarters with the D mint mark can reach around $9 or more in similar condition. The better the strike, surface quality, and eye appeal, the stronger the market interest becomes. Proof quarters struck at the San Francisco mint with the S mint mark follow a different value pattern. These coins were specially made for collectors and feature mirror-like backgrounds with sharp details. Standard 1974S proof quarters are commonly valued around $6 to $7, while cameo proof examples can reach around $11. Deep cameo proofs, which show strong contrast between frosted designs and mirrored fields, are especially desirable and can command even higher prices when preserved in top condition. Overall, Coin Value Checker data shows that while the 1974 Washington quarter is common in circulated form, high-grade mint state coins, proof issues, and special varieties clearly hold collector value. This proves that even a modern-era coin can be worth far more than its face value when condition, rarity, and grade, and collector demand come together. Real-world auction results show that some 1974 Washington quarters can achieve impressive prices, especially when preserved in exceptional condition. Coins graded at the top of the scale, such as MS-66 or higher, have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars. Proof coins, particularly cameo or deep cameo examples, also perform well at auction due to their sharp contrast and flawless surfaces. These sales highlight how condition rarity can dramatically influence the market value, even for a coin from a year that is otherwise common. Collectors are particularly drawn to coins with attractive natural toning, strong strike details, and minimal contact marks. Even minor differences in luster and surface quality can distinguish a valuable coin from a standard circulated example. Era coins, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, or doubled dies, also generate significant interest, sometimes commanding prices far above the typical uncirculated value. These varieties are prized because they are unusual, visually striking, and relatively scarce. For new collectors, the 1974 Washington quarter offers a great opportunity to learn the fundamentals of numismatics. It demonstrates the importance of grading, surface preservation, and historical context. Coins that were once ordinary change are now appreciated for their story, their connection to a significant era in U.S. history, and their potential market value. By understanding these factors, collectors can make informed decisions, spot high-quality examples, and even find coins that may increase in value over time. Overall, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar is more than just 25 cents. It is a piece of American history, a collectible with educational value, and a tangible example of how ordinary coins can gain significance through time, preservation, and careful study. Whether in circulated condition, uncirculated mint state, or proof form, this coin continues to captivate collectors and offers insight into the numismatic world, making it a valuable addition to any collection. If you enjoyed exploring the history, value, and fascinating details of the 1974 Washington quarter dollar, make sure to subscribe to TimeCoins and join our growing family of coin lovers. By subscribing, you'll never miss a deep dive into classic coins, rare varieties, and expert collector tips. Every coin has a story, and with your support, we can continue uncovering the hidden history behind the coins you see every day. Welcome back, my coin lovers, and thank you for being part of the TimeCoins community, where every coin tells its story.